Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. This is the second of two videos where I'm talking about Harry Lorayne card magic. And this book here says Close Up Card Magic by Harry Lorayne. But it's fortunate it's available for just $16 as an ebook. You can see some of the other Harry Lorayne things are quite a lot more expensive. I have the hardback version of this book. This is my favorite book on card magic. Really love the book. And in the book, the way that Harry worked it in that book, it's not a tutorial book, but it's a book for people that have a familiarity with card magic. And he would basically sketch out ideas that he had that you could use to construct an effective routine. And I'll be doing the same thing here in this video. I'll give an example. So the routine that I have in mind here is not in his book, but it's using ideas that are based on the ideas of his book. And Harry Lorayne particularly liked effects that required mental agility. So that's really what I'm going to be highlighting here as I talk about a possible routine that you could use. So in this routine, the setup would be you're going to have the spectator's card at the bottom of a pile of 12 cards. So there's different ways that you could arrange that. So I'll leave it for you to come up with that. But the idea is that you have 4 piles of cards, and at the bottom of one of the 4 piles, let's say the second pile, is the spectator's card. And you don't need to know what that card is. In fact, it's better if you don't. You just know the location. It's at the bottom of the second pile of 4 piles, which has 12 cards on it. Okay, so let's just say that the spectator's card is the ace of spades, and it's at the bottom of the second of 4 piles, and which has 12 cards in it. So ask the spectator to choose any of the piles that he wants. And if he chooses the second pile, well, then you're done. Because you just have him turn up that pile, and his card will, the ace of spades, will be staring him in the face. Okay, say he chooses one of the other piles. So say he chooses the first pile. Okay. Take the remaining 3 piles. We could have the spectator do it. Just put the one with 12 cards on top of another one, on top of another one. So you got a pile that's going to have roughly 35 cards in it, and the 12th card from the top will be the spectator's card, the ace of spades. So the idea is in the remaining pile, say one of the cards there was a face card, say a queen, and the spectator chose a queen. Well, a queen is 12. So you could use the queen to have him count down 12 cards and reveal his card. And I think an effective way of doing that would be he counts out to 12, down to 12. When he gets to 12, he's got the card in his hand, have the spectator simultaneously say what his card is as he turns it over. So he'll say ace of spades as he's turning over the card in his hand, which is the ace of spades. So say instead that the spectator chose a king instead of a queen from the pack that he's using to find his card. Then you could take the king and nonchalantly put it on top of the pack of 35. So now his card is the 13th from the top. And it's the same as if it were a queen. He counts it down, turns it over, and there's his card. Say it's a jack that he uses as a card that's going to find his card. Well, now you can have him count down 11 cards. And when he gets through counting the 11th card, the top card of the cards, say in his left hand, say he's right-handed, so he's going to count, he's going to hold the cards in his left hand, count out 11 with his right. When he gets done, the top card in his left hand will be the ace of spades, and you can work with that to reveal his card. So any face card would work to reveal his card. So how can you get him to choose a face card? Well, one way would be you turn over the pack that he chose so you can see all of the cards, and then quickly figure out the index from the top of the cards that have face cards. So you turn them all over and say the third and the seventh and the ninth cards are face cards. Then you note that quickly. You turn over the pile and you say to the spectator, choose a random number, from 3, 7, or 9, any of those numbers. They choose a number. Say they choose 7. Say, are you sure you want to use 7? You can use any of 3, 7, 9. They say 7. Okay. Then you deal down, or have them deal 7 cards. The 7th card will be a face card. And then you use that face card to reveal their card. So this would be a Harry Lorayne sort of idea, where in order to make this work, you need to be able to quickly figure out what's the index from the top of a face card, and then make that work. Now, if you use a face card, there's a little less than a 1 in 3 chance that any given card will be a face card. So that might be problematic. So you might want a way to increase the odds that you can have a card that you can use. So a way that you can do that is by spelling a card, using a card for spelling. So for example, the 4 of spades would be 12. So FOUROFSPADES, that's 12. So if you could use that to have the spectator spell out down to the 4 of spades, the S will be the ace of spades. Then do like before, have him turn over the card as he announces it, and you're good to go. Now, a spade, any spade, when you spell it out, will be either 11, 12, or 13 cards. So that maps perfectly with a jack, queen, or king as 11, 12, or 13. So you can have the spectator choose any spade, and hearts has the same number of letters as spades. So the spectator could choose any heart, any spade, or any face card, and you'd be able to make the routine work in the way that I've sketched out. So you can figure out your own way of making this work, but I'll give another idea. So the spectator chooses a pile, and you could just have them randomly select any of the cards in that pile. And there's a better than 50-50 chance that it will be a heart, a spade, or a face card. Well, let's say it's not. We'll have them choose a second card. So the second card will have, I haven't worked out the math, but maybe 80% chance, 75-80% chance of being a heart, a spade, or a face card. And you can say, well, what if it's not? Well, you can work with whatever cards you have, like it could be a club or a diamond. Those will spell out to possibly 11, 12, or 13. Or if not, you can just figure out some way of making it work for you. And this is a typical Harry Lorayne idea. He'll have tricks where he'll know, for example, he'll be able to figure out how far apart 2 given cards are. Like the card, the spectator's card, so maybe he knows that's 5th from the top of the deck, and then just have the spectator choose any other card anywhere in the deck and say it's the 37th one, and he'd just be able to figure that out. Like it's 37 and 5 is 32 cards apart from one another, and whatever the 2 cards are, he'd be able to make that work to on the fly come up with the 32 would be the number of cards away from it, and then just figure out a way to make that work in this trick on the fly. That would be a typical Harry Lorayne idea. So that's quite complex to make that work. So what I'm suggesting is a much simpler version of that, to where you're just trying to get to 12 in some way. Like, for example, 10 and 2 add to 12, 4 times 3 multiply to 12. You can spell clubs or diamonds, get them close to 12. You can figure out some way of making that work. Or we could fall back to the easier method, which would be just have the spectator turn over the deck, or you turn over the pile that they chose from, and quickly note the indices of the cards that are either face cards or hearts or spades. And now you should get like a nice list, because there'll be a lot more of these. So maybe it'll be something like 3, 5, 8, 9, 10. And then have them, choose any of these numbers and deal down to that number, and you're going to have a face card or a spade or a heart. You can use that to reveal the 12th card. So those are some ideas that you can use to construct a nice routine to miraculously reveal the spectator's card just by knowing that it's the 12th card on the bottom of some pile, and being able to do with mental agility, figuring out some way of making the spectator choose some given card or two cards and have that work to get to the number 12 and reveal the spectator's card. So I wanted to share that as sort of a typical idea that you could see in Harry Lorayne's book, and could not recommend this book highly enough. That if you like routines that require thinking on your feet and using your mind to come up with an answer that will make your routine work, then highly recommend this book. And that's an idea that I shared with you of a routine that would use this sort of effect. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, thanks for watching.